So hello there, the name is Shumani Bedu, and I warmly welcome you back to PTA Studios. So in today's tutorial, I'm going to walk you through how to design a funeral poster. Yes, a funeral poster. So just as we do always, just make sure you check into the description below. The link is there for you to download these files and follow as well. Yeah. So after downloading these files, we'll just like to create our page here, and then my canvas size, this is actually my canvas size. Let me just change it to inches, so you can just key in the same thing to create your canvas size and we are good to go. Yeah, so the very first thing we like to do here is to make sure we create the background. So let's work on the background and then we build it from there. So I would like to go to I would just like to go to this side, and then let me select solid color. So now with the solid color, let me just choose any color at all. So let me just leave it here, and then let's double click on this particular layer here. So after double clicking, we come to gradient overlay, and then let's just sample some colors here. Let's change this to radar, and then let's see. Okay, so the first color, let's choose something that is closer to cream. Okay, not that cream, but I think this should do. And then with the next one, let's choose something equivalent to brown. Okay, so I think just this will do for me. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is fine. So what we're going to do is to lock this particular layer here. Let's go and then let's drag this picture here. Control T for free transformation, and then we stretch it out to fill wherever we want to fill it. So now mind you, if you are using the lower versions of Photoshop, that is the CS6 and the rest, that means you have to hold shift to be able to drag it this way as I'm dragging it. But if not, and you are using the newer versions like the 21, 22, 23, you can just stretch it this way and then we go. Okay, so now because I've marked out this picture already, what I want to do is to clean this side. I want to get this side being smooth. So what I'll do is to click in the masks here, and then I'm going to pick my brush tool. I'm going to use brackets open to increase the size of the brush, and then brackets close to decrease the size of the brush. And then I'm going to make sure I shift the hardness from 100 to 0. And then what I'm going to do is to brush down here this way to make sure we have a softer edge. Yeah. So now let me reduce the size a little bit. Okay, so I think this is fine. Yeah. So moving on, let's come back to this cross. This is just a random picture downloaded online. Control T. Wow, it looks very small. Okay, that is fine because it wouldn't really show like that. So I'm just going to shift this here this way. Let me shift this here, and then let's change the blending modes. So now with the blending modes, depending on the color you are using for the background, your blending mode might be a little bit different. So with the blending mode, I'll just encourage that anytime it gets there, you just play around with it. So let's see what suits our work most. Okay, so I think this should do. Yeah, and then we'll go ahead and mask this too as well. B for our brush tool, and then let's make sure we brush this side off. Yeah, so basically this is how I want the background to be like. This is how I want it to look like. So now moving on to the text. Okay, so let's add this before we bring in the text here. So I would like to drag and drop this here. Control T for full transformation again, and then let's move to this side. So I just want to place this here for his age, so I'm going to keep this here this way. Yeah, I'm just going to keep this here, and then now let's pick our text tool. I'm going to use Times New Roman for this, and then I'm going to make sure I have my color to be let me choose something. I think let me go with brown. Yeah, so I think this will do. And then I'll be filling I'll be doing the filling with the placeholder text. Yeah, so let me just drag and drop this here, and then let's come to type, and then let's select paste this way. So it's just going to paste it for you this way. As you can see, it has just pasted something here for me this way. So assuming you just want to keep on pasting stuff, I think what you can do is to just Control C to copy this, and then we can just paste this here as well to this way. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it here this way, and then I'm going to press Control A to select everything, and then I'm going to click on paragraph, and then I'm going to justify it. So I just want to justify it to get something like this here, which I think is fine for me. Yeah, so I think this should work. 16, so let me see, 18. Okay, so yeah, this is just fine. So I'm just going to choose this here this way, and then what I'm going to do next is to put in his name. So I'm just going to pick a random name. So I'm going to pick Eric for this. I'm going to pick Eric Kwesi. Which name should I use as the last name? Okay, let me just use Kwame, and then we can increase the size here this way. So now with this particular one, I want to change the fonts for this because that is his name. Let's see the fonts we want to use here. Okay, let's enter it this way. Let's see, I'm not sure I like this. Okay, so I think this should do for me. Yeah, this should do for me. So I'll just select the Kwame, and then I make sure I open it up, and then I'm going to decrease the size of this to make sure it sits well with this, like this. Okay, so select everything, and then let's close the line spacing a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this here this way. As we move on, I would just like to say, if this is your first time here, just make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you post us some post notification so that you get notifications each and every time we post a video. And then make sure to leave a like, and then make sure to comment if you have any questions or anything you want to say. Just make sure you leave them in the comment section, and I'll be glad to reply you as soon as I see it. Yeah, so let's move on with this. So the next thing I would like to do here, let me put in a random age here. Okay, so because the person is dead, we normally say age, but the correct word is aged. That is what's the person, that was the person's actual date before he or she left. So let me just put in a random date here. Okay, so let me just put in 20 years here. Okay, so let's just say he's 20 years. That is fine with me. So let's just put 20 years here, and then I'm going to copy this, and then I'll put in aged. Okay, so he aged 20. So I'm just going to keep that here this way. Okay, so moving on, let's just draw a line here this way. I'm just going to draw this line here. So now I'm just sticking to this particular color scheme here. I just want to use brown throughout. So the next thing I'd like to put here is, let's say, funeral and burial arrangements or whatsoever. So let's just sample this color again. Okay, so let's go back to, sorry, Times New Roman. So we can just say the burial, funeral and burial arrangements are as follows. Yeah, And we know Ghana here people normally have this guy names, or let's say these nicknames that people have. So for the sake of that, let me just put a random name here this way. Okay, I'm going to change the color for this to let me choose something red, but I'm going to use a gradient. So let's double click on the layer here, and then let's select a gradient of red. So I think this should do, and then this should also do, but it looks a little bit missing. So I'm going to change it this way. Let's choose something light here. Okay, so this is fine. This is fine with me. So I'm going with aka which name should I use? Um, so let me just say aka laptop. Okay, aka teacher laptop. So I'm just basically using a random name here. Um, Oops, let me use that time for this. Okay, I think I have to close this thing up here this way. So now because my default color is brown, and then I'm writing on this particular gradient here, it's actually not showed. So what I would like to do is to change this to white. So I'm going to choose white here this way. Let me try and use Stretch Pro for this. Okay, this is fine. Yeah. So let's see funnel arrangements and whatsoever as follows. So now when it gets to this part, I'm just going to put in some random stuffs here. So let's press Ctrl R to get our ruler. Let's just drag to make sure it aligns with the text that we are actually using. So what I'm going to do is to make sure everything that I key in actually starts from this line here. Yeah, starts from this line here. So what I'm going to do is to stretch this way. Then I'm going to reduce it here like this. I think I have to take some parts out, so I'll just be doing that. So let me just put this here this way, then I'm going to leave space. So I would make this side actually a little bit bold, so that you see the difference between that particular one and what is under it. So I'm going to make that one bold so that it looks this way, and then whatever that comes under it is going to be tint. So let's do break this apart here like this, and then so I'm just basically going to do this for all. So let's say I wanted to stop somewhere there. Okay. So basically this is how I want it to look like. I think I have to reduce this a little bit. Okay. So now back to where it is actually going to be text heavy. So I'm just going to keep this here this way. Now to make sure everything aligns, I'm going to start from here, and then let me try and minimize this. I'm going to skip this one to the down here this way. So let's just say I'm going to end somewhere here. Okay. So let's say we start from here, and then we're going to leave a space here, and then I'm going to leave another space here this way. Let's see which space again am I there? Okay, so let me start with this one, make it a little bit bold, and then make it caps. I'm going to do the same for this. Okay, but why do I have a feeling I've not pressed record? Okay. um sure. So I'm just going to shift the same thing to the middle side here, so it's the same thing. So I'm just going to reduce some parts. So let me cut this, and then let me join it to this one. Yeah, so that it looks this way. Let me extend this side a little bit. So this side contains the dates, and then the dates, the venue, the time, and then all the stuff. So let's just assume we are actually keying in something proper, or let me say something sensible. That is what we are going to see there. So let's say it's ends somewhere here, and then we normally give dress codes. So I'm just going to draw a line here like this, and then I would like to use a gradient for this. So let's double click here, and then let's select gradients. I'm not going to use a red for this, but I'm going to sample this brown, and then I'll sample a lighter brown. So let me just sample this, and then let's flip the angle this way. So dress code. So let's just say we do the funeral on Saturday, and then we're doing the Thanksgiving on Sunday. So on Saturday, the dress code that we're going to use is let's just say black. Let's say black, and then on Sunday, um, we're going to use a black and white. We're going to use a black and white. Okay, so I think I have to put this here. Let's change the font for this, and then let's use a curtain. And then let's change the color to white. Let's decrease the size of this, and then let's put this here. So I'm just going to leave the dress code here this way. I think I have some blacks here which I don't like, so let me just quickly take them off. Okay, yeah, so I think the shaded brown is working here. Let me just do little adjustments to it. I think I would want a deeper one here. Let me do the same for this as well. So let's just sample it this way. This looks nice. So I'm going to do the same thing for this. Let's sample the same color here, and then let's sample the same color here. Let's flip it this way. Yeah, and then let's increase the scale to 150. So I think this is just fine. So now the last thing I'll be adding is the all friends and sympathizers are cordially invited. Okay, do I have to do this again? No. Let me just copy this here, Control T, and then I'm going to drag it this way. So at the down there, I'm going to have all friends and sympathizers are cordially invited. Yeah. So yeah. I think I left one more thing. So I'm supposed to put in whether it is gone too soon or to glory or so since I wrote 20 years, let me just use gone too soon. Gone too soon. Or okay, so now let me see, let's see. Can I do something different? Yeah. Um let me see. I think let me use this font to do. Okay, so let me just instead of contour so this face doesn't look like that 20 years. So let me just use gone to rest eternal rest. Okay, let's close this up. Gone to eternal rest. I feel like using small letters for this. So let's see, let's play around with this. Okay, I think this is fine. The eternal is fine. um Let me work on the spacing a little bit. For this one, let's see, let me take the gradients out. Okay, so basically I just want to leave it here like this. I think it looks a little bit simple, but to me it's fine. It's fine. Let me add one more layer here. Let me pick my brush to make it a little bit soft and make it a little bit bigger, and then let me sample a color here. Let me get something that is closer to white. Then I'm going to put that in the middle. Okay. Yeah, sure. So I think I'm going to leave it here this way. I think it is fine. It is just okay with me. So as I said from the beginning, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have not yet subscribed. Make sure you leave a like, and then make sure if you have any questions or anything at all, just make sure you leave them in the comments section. Thank you for tuning in today. I'll try and then leave the PSD file in the description below so you can also download it. The name is Prince Chumani Medu, and thank you for being with us today. I'm out. Peace.